Welcome to the podcast from, well, we didn't make it out to the campsite yet.
Not yet.
Okay. Welcome to our podcast for this year. This is the Church Camping Podcast. We did not really go camping yet because Andy, he had a couple things going on in his life and his jet wasn't able to land outside of the campground, so he's gonna have to stay back this time.
Yep, not
So
gonna make it.
we wanted to get this thing out. It's Saturday night, hopefully. We found this guy. I didn't know that you were in the closet.
It's been.
I opened the door and there you. No, you weren't really there.
Yeah, right.
But you weren't busy like everyone else on vacation,
Right.
and I don't know what Pastor Randy's doing right now. I mean, so basically, we got someone to open the door for us. We know a deacon.
Our favorite deacon.
Yeah, he's actually pretty special. He's one of the best deacons on the crew. Yeah,
Whose name is Brian.
basically Brian Klein. Yeah. So
Thank you, Brian.
Shout out to Brian.
Best
Thank
deacon
you.
with the name Brian.
Well, yeah.
That's a good point.
Well, and he's the only deacon that I know with the name Brian. So thank you, Brian, for all that you do. We don't really have a good, like, we tried a couple years ago to do the podcast show.
Yeah,
It just
no.
didn't work at all for us.
That's because I'm not really a singer. I'm more a dancer.
You definitely interpretive.
Why's that funny, Ray? I
Well,
was serious.
we were going to try a Flowbee, like, recording to start out, but Rich already shaved for today,
Yeah.
and Andy and I, well, I mean, it speaks for itself.
It is
so,
what it is.
Yeah, I don't think a Flowbee works. this
I
way.
would doubt it.
Just make some weird noises
Yeah.
on those heads.
But I wonder if we'll not get more views than your Flowbee commercial that you guys did during
9,000
COVID.
right now.
Are you at 9,000? Oh,
That
Andy, do you
is-
think we can beat this, Andy?
No.
Oh,
Look,
really?
Look what we're dealing with.
I know.
mean,
I know.
that's
thank,
a perfect head of hair.
thank you so much for showing up.
Yeah, I got nothing else to do.
Yeah, so today we don't have a good intro, but we did pick up a little bit. We did our research, and Pastor Rich, would you please describe a little bit, and if you haven't watched the podcast on Sundays, the After Sunday, no, what's it called?
Beyond Sunday.
Beyond Sunday.
Yes.
There's a nice little intro in the beginning that Jonathan did, I think when he was 14. I think it's been a while. He looks younger,
Yeah.
and then when the podcast comes up, he looks a little,
Yeah, he looks
a little
haggard.
older. I'm
A little
gonna fall off
haggard.
my- yeah.
Well, he talks about inviting us to explore some rabbit holes, and I often thought, I wonder if he meant rabbit trails. I don't know. But in doing some research,
Please, that's good.
here's the definition of a rabbit trail. It's a confusing maze of pointless leads. In short, a rabbit trail leads us nowhere. It serves only to confuse the prey / the reader. So, that's just one of those things. And then another guy writes, a healthy rabbit trail could have emotional connections that would include values like vulnerability, curiosity, and openness. On the contrary, a rabbit hole likely exhibits hints of signs of monopolizing, control, or possibly even anger or dominance. So I'm not really sure. We don't want to invite you to a rabbit trail that's going to lead there. We just want you to have fun. I'm not sure the other podcast, what we're doing there, but it's none of my business.
But we don't want angry rabbits. I know
No,
that
no,
for
no,
sure.
no.
Yeah, no, that's. I appreciate that. That's
You're
good.
welcome.
Next time that you watch the podcast,
I'll scream.
it'll
Not that.
just don't get angry. Yeah,
Okay, thank you.
yeah. We did hook you up well with the with this guy here, and these actually came off my motorcycle, and actually I took them off of Randy's motorcycle, and
Fun.
those are his. And then we put mics on the end of them.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
It's good.
This is off of this scooter. Oh, sorry.
It's my hog, Rich.
Hold on. Gotcha. Sorry.
That's good. That's good.
I wish I had one.
We can work on that for you. Yeah, absolutely. If we can stay off those trails of rabbits. So
Yes.
so we also have some updates. Every year we try to put
Now,
together.
Ray, you're going
Oh,
too fast.
I apologize, please.
We always start the podcast with jokes.
Oh yeah, no, I forgot that because
Johnny K typically gives a joke.
absolutely, and we
Doesn't get
enjoy.
any laughs.
Well,
Not many laughs,
yeah,
but
but-
it's a joke.
Randy cringes,
Yeah.
and one of these, I think one time he did laugh though, and then that was valuable. Thank you, Randy, for that. That was good. Hopefully, Jonathan can bring some good stuff to the table in the future that will as well make people laugh.
Yes.
So what do you got today?
I don't know. I just heard they're not making rulers any longer.
They're not making rulers any longer.
You are a deep thinker. I'm not sure about that. I'm gonna check that out.
They're just not. They're not making them any longer.
Oh, okay.
That's all I got. It's pretty funny.
I actually discovered in the past couple of weeks
Yes.
that I have the fear of speed bumps.
You do?
I do.
Hold on. Is this because of you driving your big truck, or?
Well, I'm not sure what the cause is,
Okay.
but I'm happy to say that I'm slowly getting over it.
Hold on, let me give you a Randy response. That was pretty terrible. Okay.
I
That
thought it
pretty
was
terrible.
funny.
Well, I know. I'm just trying to give it.
Because a speed bump, you go over slow.
Listen, when you explain it, it takes all the funny out of it. Okay.
My bad,
I
dad
do have a
joke.
good knock joke.
Okay.
You start it.
Okay. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Good one, Rich.
That's really all I got.
That was good. That was way better than mine.
Yeah, that's better than the lame joke he was going to tell.
I'm done now. Thank you for taking mine from me. I appreciate that.
My last invite on this show.
Probably not, but it might be the last time that they have the door locked so that Brian can get us in. You know what I mean?
We have very low standards
Yeah.
on this show.
Absolutely.
So, off to announcements now, correct?
Okay, to the announcements.
Number one.
Okay.
As you know, I've been a little hobbled here the past several weeks, months, whatever it's been now.
That's not a rabbit joke, by the way.
It is not.
Legitimately, yeah. Rounded second and just
And-
turkey flopped it right over. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
done. Yep.
Not a lot of fun. But anyway,
Yes.
through that experience, we can always learn something.
Absolutely.
One Sunday when I was riding my in-church scooter, not my hog, but
Right.
my in-church scooter where
Yep.
I put my knee on.
Yep.
kind of a
One-legged
deal.
powered.
I typically sit behind Mary Parsons,
Okay.
and she has her little wheeled walker thing.
Absolutely.
I challenged her to a race in the sanctuary, and I beat her.
didn't?
I won the race. I didn't beat her with a stick, but
Okay.
I won the race.
She didn't push you, did she?
She did not.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
my eyes were open.
Oh.
The Forever Young is missing out on a ministry opportunity.
Oh, this is going to be good.
So
Absolutely.
I've talked with the deacons. We're going to move some chairs in the sanctuary
Every week.
every week.
Yep.
And this will be, I think, Tuesday evenings.
We have a laser now that we set up for all the chairs to get
Okay, so they'll get
absolutely
put
straight.
back.
Absolutely. We don't want them to be crooked. No. Not in
Okay.
the house of the Lord.
But anyway, so Tuesday nights at 4:30, right after dinner.
Okay.
Okay, they're going to come in, and if you remember the show of old called Roller Derby, where the people were on roller skates and
Yeah.
you went around,
Yeah.
and there was checking and
Yeah.
blocking and all this.
This isn't any of those people, right? These are different
No,
parishioners.
this will be our Forever Young crowd, and they can
Okay.
invite their friends from other churches.
Interesting. Good idea. I
But
like
we will then be doing laps around the sanctuary, and they can be blocking, but they can be using walkers with wheels if they have any scooters like I was on. At this point, we're not opening up to any like electric scooters or anything for safety concerns.
Absolutely. I appreciate that. That's good.
But we're gonna have a little bit of Forever Young
Yeah.
roller derby.
Yeah. I think that's wonderful. I heard at the end you get like a little can of Metamucil if you win. Did you hear that?
I hadn't heard that or
Oh,
not, but I don't have all the details. If you have any questions about this,
Absolutely. Let them know.
Shirley McBride is
Yep.
who you need to talk to.
Absolutely.
She does a lot for that Forever Young group, and she's the one you're going to want to talk to.
Will there be any security there?
Of course, there's going to be
Dan
security.
Dan's in there. I didn't
Well,
know
he'll
that.
have that
Yeah.
green thing on.
It's called a sash.
Sash.
Rich. It's called a sash. and
Dan
it's kind
Pierce
of
looks good in
important.
this sash.
It's kind of important.
I heard.
Well, he is kind of a big deal. That Dan Pierce, I'm telling you what. If
I
there's
was-
ever anything, he pops right out, gets on that round stuff.
I was so concerned when we did our fire drill, the security team, that
Yes.
when Mike Beachy pulled his out, I thought his was going to be pink and say princess, but it didn't. I was so relieved.
Kept that one at home.
Yep.
did,
Oh,
he
well,
did.
that's probably the truth. Yeah.
But-
I did hear from some of the people. Did you know that they had them little like bassinet things for the kids that you throw them all in there to the
Yes.
fire and run them out? I did hear maybe it was for some of the Forever Youngs. I'm not sure exactly who it was, but it was in that area. We're wondering if they had those same things for them, just to kind of get out quicker. You know.
That's an interesting thought to ponder.
It is. It is. Why don't you elaborate more on that?
No, I don't think I'm going to go there, Ray.
You're a chicken. That's
Yes,
it.
I am. I'm not going there. I love my Forever Young friends, and I'd like to keep them as
Absolutely.
my friends.
And we'll be that someday.
I feel like I'm getting closer every day, Ray.
You were so close, and now you had just a little taste.
I did.
Of the speed.
Yeah,
With the knee wagon.
exactly.
Yeah.
And Mary, she's little in stature,
Yeah.
but she's big in heart.
I'm telling you.
She is a
Yep.
firecracker.
Always has been.
Oh,
Yes,
man.
she has.
Yep, definitely. Well, that's good.
Yep.
All right, so we got that coming up. What is there anything else?
A new idea.
Oh, that's right. What is that idea, Ray?
What are you talking about? What is the new idea?
Isn't it the Hop the Fence Ministry?
Oh, the Hop Defense Ministry. Well, listen, I think that Rich has more of the details than I do. But you should know that this was actually a well thought out thing. And we are so thankful to the Gills family.
Bless their hearts.
I mean, seriously, I think he woke up in the middle of the night and sat up in his bed and he said, "This is a ministry for me."
This
So-
wasn't just Dan, though. This was Dan and Kristen together.
Absolutely.
Dan's
Well-
not smart enough to come up with this on his own.
Right. Well, and this was written into our script because we all know that Kristen is definitely the person who puts all that together for
Yep, the
us.
director of
The
this.
director. She's not here today, but she gave us our scripts, and we've been following pretty close.
Yeah.
Pretty close.
Right here we are.
Yeah.
point
I don't have my phone. I'm a little bit of the loose cannon, if you would call it, but just today.
two. Yeah, just today.
Can you tell us a little bit of the
I
specifics?
just got rid of my flip phone. I'm
Oh.
still not used to this. Well, it's a interesting new venture that the Gills are just saying, hey, come over and swim.
Yeah.
Hop the fence, come
Yeah.
over. All of August, anytime that you want,
All
between
of
7 p.m. and 6 a.m.
Well, that's when they recommend, but you
Right.
can actually come over anytime
Yeah.
and just hit the pool.
Hop the fence, hit the pool.
And they would like if it's the largest crowds possible. I think their capacity is about 37,000 that fits inside. I apologize.
They're at 3,700.
That is probably 3,700.
Yeah.
I got a zero added extra. I apologize. The prompter was a little
But the
wrong.
key is it's a whole month of August. They're doing
Absolutely.
this, so that's
Yes.
awesome.
Just hop the fence. If the door comes open and you see somebody, recommendation, get over the fence the other side as quick as you can.
Get to your car,
Get-
head
just
home.
keep
Go
it
quietly.
moving.
Yep.
If the dog comes out, don't worry. That dog will be fine. It'll lick you to
Yep.
death.
Yep.
Yeah. And
Very
then
friendly.
bring the dog in
Isn't
the
that
pool.
nice of them?
Yep. I think they also said that there's probably stuff in their fridge that they were okay as well. You know, just keep things fresh, that kind of stuff. So,
I'm hoping there's something on the smokers, what I'm looking for.
well, you got to make sure it's done. You know how it goes, right? You just
Low and
low and slow, and then ramp it up at the end. I mean, seriously, you are good.
And
Yeah.
then it just weaves right in there.
It does. I want you to know, speaking of weaves, do you know how many times I have, no, I don't have a weave. This is natural. I have heard the word weave, and then sometimes I've actually heard Pastor Randy on a Sunday morning, and you can see just a little bit of a smile. He remembers us with our weave comment about weaving in the scriptures, you know.
Yes.
So it's good.
That was a good podcast.
It was really good. And if you haven't seen it, after you're done smashing that like and tag button.
Yes, sir.
Yep. And turn on notifications too, because that's wonderful. Then go back and check out last year's podcast where we just kind of weaved what Pastor Randy was talking about into our podcast. So it was good.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
It's like Ollie's, good stuff cheap.
This is wonderful. This is wonderful. By the way, most of the staff is actually away on a retreat. You guys didn't know about this. I'm sorry. I'm throwing this in at the
Yeah, I
end.
wasn't
here.
aware of this.
Well, it's not on the paperwork, but they're on a retreat right now. They are going to a Bible categorization. I can't even say the word. A categorization. It's not coming to me. A tour. That's what it is. So that that all of the pastors will know. Randy knows a lot of the books that are out there, different versions of Bibles, but they're going to check out a bunch of the other ones. And I think at the end of it, it's kind of like a Cabbage Patch thing. You know, they're going to get Berkey, and he's going to get to pick whichever one he's going to go with. Burke, don't go with the Message. Probably not the one. I'm just saying.
Probably
So-
Children's Study Bible would be good for him.
That's not bad. I mean, Randy could refer to that sometimes,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
So, I want you to know I do the hip hop version of the Bible. That's the one that I read, Randy, if you need to know. And Jonathan has the Hebrew version of that. So you just refer right to Jonathan about that piece. So it's good.
I still like my picture Bible.
Yep.
It's right up my speed.
That's good. That's good. I like that.
Yep.
So good. So we got a couple of things going on. That's why the pastors are not here, though. They're away on those things, doing those things right now.
And another reason we have this beautiful set.
Yep, it is wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing. What do we have anything else? I think there was actually one announcement that is probably
Yeah. Fifth Sunday Fellowship.
Game and Farm.
which if this drops Saturday night like we think it's going to,
Yep.
it will be tomorrow evening.
Absolutely. I hope they don't get us for like copyright or anything that's not true.
Right.
And they
Nobody watched.
flag us on that one.
We'll disclose that at
Yeah.
the end.
Sunday night. Does anybody know what time it starts?
I have no idea.
I always say start early. That's what I say. So, I mean, the game is probably be tuned up right after church on Sunday. I really think it's
Maybe hop the fence,
yeah.
And just
cool off,
walk
and
over.
they're just down the road is the game in
I'm
fun.
telling you what, if you're running out of Dan's yard over his fence till you run to the game inch, you might be dried off.
Yes,
Or if you
sir.
have a scooter.
Or the scooter.
Yeah, watch out for the horse and buggies though. There are some on
There
that
are some.
road on a Sunday.
There are some Amish back in there.
It's a real thing. Absolutely. That was good. I like that.
Thank you.
But I don't know what time it starts, honestly. You should check Realm for that. I know you were probably already on Realm because that's where we put this video, and you guys are faithful with that. That's
You mean
good.
the realm?
Is it the Realm?
It is the
realm.
I just call it Realm.
I think you're right. I was just.
No, I think it is the.
I don't know. We'll find out.
Yeah,
we'll
we'll
get some.
find out.
Kristen, get on that. Thank you. All right. Is there anything else that's on the list? We have a scripture verse for today,
we
do
do
we?
have scripture
Yeah,
verse.
just made me think.
We've been praying over this podcast for about a solid 8 minutes, probably, and Rich in his ability to conjure up scripture out of the Bible. It's just a beautiful thing. Go ahead.
Well, I just James 1:22 says, "But be doers of the word and not hearers only, deceiving yourselves. For if anyone is a hearer of the word and not a doer, he is like a man." This is where it really made me think about this, the Beyond Sunday podcast with those two guys. He is like a man who looks intently at his natural face in a mirror. I just thought, how hard would that be if I was, Randy or Jonathan,
Yeah.
just staring intently at my face in
That
a
would be
mirror.
difficult.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the meaning of this passage or not, but I just couldn't help but think about those two guys looking intently at their faces in the mirror for any length of time.
I know. It's a real thing.
And if it says, for he looks at himself and goes away at once, forgets what he was like.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah. I don't know what that means, but I think it was valuable. It was definitely noteworthy.
Yep.
Andy, any thoughts on that? Do you spend time looking in the mirror?
Clearly not.
You don't.
No.
Is this
no.
you just?
I kind of live with the motto of I'm beautiful no matter what people say.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
that's how I roll.
I heard every once in a while that you hear from the front part of your house when you're in the back. I look fabulous.
That
I don't know if it's
happens.
coming from you or Rhonda, but I think it is.
Oh no,
you.
it's me. It's me.
Okay. All right.
Pretty much my mirror is Rhonda. Like if something's wrong, she is not afraid to let me know.
I think she serves that way for me too.
I think she serves that way for me too, which I appreciate because then there's nothing on the table. I know if I have something that I need to get different.
Correct.
Yes, no, which is good. And we appreciate Rhonda, by the way.
Yep.
She
Best wife I ever had.
good. Ever had.
Well, she's the only wife I've ever had also, but
Oh.
she's still the best.
I think that's good.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Anything you want to say about your wife while we're here?
She's wonderful.
I thought so. I
Yeah,
saw her
she's
last night at the
wonderful.
softball game.
She's an ardent fan.
I'm telling you what, she did a good job. I noticed last night they actually had face cutouts of the different players, and they were, doing one of these numbers while you guys were hitting. You guys did some home run stuff too. Some good catches. It was legit.
It
I
was
would have been there, but I
It was a good night. It was a good night.
It was.
We go again. Well, till this rolls out,
Yeah.
we'll probably be done for the season.
Okay. Okay. But we're hoping it's going to be a good one.
Yeah. Thursday night we go again. If we win our first one, we'll play 2 Thursday night. If we lose our first one, then we hit the showers.
Okay.
But we will be back again next year.
They have showers there.
No, it's probably going to be like July.
That's what they
showers.
call it, cliche.
Oh,
like your season's
Paper
done.
mache.
Yeah.
Cliche.
Oh, I really like those. Is that what they put the candy in?
That's a pinata.
Oh, that's different.
It's a
I'm
different
sorry.
language.
Okay. Good.
Sing spins.
We had yours specially made.
I know.
Yeah, without the plug on it. So there was. I already drank all of mine.
Rich, I'm not supposed to be sharing stuff. Like if I would get sick right now, that'd kind of be a big
Because
deal.
I know, I'm sorry.
I forgive you.
So what else do we got on the list? I mean, we got all of the announcements out. We're. I don't know if there's anything else for this year.
Just our disclosure is all I can think of.
Would you? I can't think of anything else. But sometimes I think of some things just right at the spur of the moment.
Well, I'm going to throw the disclosure out, and
Please.
if anything pops in, you just chime right in.
and know that that's filtered back into
Correct. This
that-
will cover all of this podcast.
just like Christianity. It covers all our sins.
well played.
It does.
All right. I like how you weaved that in there.
I did. Listen, something about hard faith in the summer. That's what we're talking about right
That's
now.
right. Yep, good
Working the
job.
faith. What is it called?
Faith,
Faith. I think you're on
faith.
something. Hardworking faith.
hardworking faith.
I
There
think
it
that was
is.
good. Yep, good. And I have appreciated, all jokes aside,
Me too.
it has been good. It has been faith growing. So Randy, you're doing a good job, and Jonathan as well. Burke, I don't know what you're doing. I mean, I got to be honest. So hope you're having a good day.
He wasn't even at softball last night, so
He
who
wasn't?
knows where Burke is at.
Well, the other church was playing. I don't know if he was not allowed to play. Just saying.
Oh no.
Did he ever come back from Old Mill?
He did. I saw him.
Yeah, that he did, because he brought my son with him.
Oh. Good. Oh, what's the disclaimer?
Disclaimer.
Yep.
Anything that we have said or done may or may not be supported by Calvary Bible Church,
Probably
the
not.
staff, the leadership team.
Right. Deacons,
Some of these announcements may or may not be true.
cleaning lady.
Other than that, this was made for comedic purposes for the most part.
I think so.
It's a try.
We're hoping somebody laughs.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's kind of been a tradition that we would like to continue. So
Absolutely. We got requests.
we did. Me and Ray both have been given many requests over the past several weeks. When are we
Yep.
going to get another church camping podcast?
Yep.
You mean from other than family members?
It's mostly Randy and Jonathan that have. I think they have been using other people's, and they just.
Yeah, I'm not going to disclose
Yeah.
who told me because it's personal.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
But other than that, that's our disclaimer.
I like it. Thanks, guys. We'll see you later.
Yes, sir.
Love you. Jonathan always said that.